Welcome to CWC Podcast, where leadership, culture and real-life lessons collide. I'm Chris Campbell, a former military leader turned business mentor and business project manager. I'm here to share stories, strategies and simple tools that'll help gain your edge. No fluff, no jargon, just practical conversations to help you grow. Let's dive straight in. Welcome back to CWC Edge Podcast. I'm Chris Campbell, and today we're tackling a challenge every leader, every manager, every coach or business owner has faced at some point: how to inspire people who are stuck in their ways. The people who've been doing the same routine for years, sometimes decades, and do not want to change. You've seen it. The colleague who says, "But this is how we always done it." The employee who resists new technology. The community member who clings on to old systems. The football player who won't try a new drill because the old one feels comfortable. Whether it's CEOs leading transformation, SMEs bringing in new processes, councils updating their policies, graduates entering workplaces with long-established habits, or service leavers and emergency service leavers adapting to civilian systems. The challenge is the same. How do you shift people out of comfort and into growing? In this episode, I'll share why people resist change, the psychology of routine, and most importantly, the practical ways to inspire people to embrace new approaches without creating resentment. By the end, you'll have tools you can use in business, in leadership, in coaching, and yes, even family life to help people break free from "this is how we've always done it." Let's start with the big question: why do people resist leaving routines behind? It comes down to three main factors. 1. Comfort. Familiar routines reduce uncertainty for people. People know what to expect. 2. Identity. Habits often become part of who people think they are. "I've always done it this way" becomes tied to self-worth. How many people have heard people say that? "I've always done it this way. I've always done it this way." And 3, feel of failure. New approaches bring uncalculated risks for people. What if I can't do it is a question you often hear. What if I look stupid is another question. I mentored somebody trying to implement new safety procedures in a quite a large organisation. The staff resisted, but even though the new way was safer, why? Because they had decades and decades of pride in doing it their way. To them, change felt like somebody coming along and saying, "You've been doing that wrong for 35 years. The insight, resistance wasn't about the procedure itself. It was about identity and pride of human beings. Routines can be powerful. Let's not lie about it. They provide structure, they provide consistency, and possibly even efficiency. But when routine becomes too rigid, that's where the problems start to lie. It has hidden costs. The innovation starts to die. Sticking to them old ways blocks fresh ideas or fresh idea thinking. The growth stalls. Individuals stop learning, and when they stop learning, they stop experimenting, and the risk increases. Ironically, refusing to change often creates a huge risk in a changing world. I once worked with a team in the military, and I was part of the team, and we refused to digitalise some of our old systems. We had a lot of paper in the military police. We thought the paper would be safer, and within a year or two, we would ride this storm out and it wouldn't happen. But the potential for our storage room, which wasn't a great storage room, the potential when we started to look at the risk assessment was that could flood. And if that flooded, it would damage police records. The very thing we clung on to for our safety that we thought was going to be safer. Oh, let's keep it on paper, keep it in the filing cabinets. It caused the biggest risk. That's the cost of routine thinking. And it took a while for us to digitalise our paperwork. So how do you inspire people to break routines and without breaking good, solid relationships? Well, here's 5 main principles that I would always lean into. Respect the past, people. Don't insult the old way. Don't insult the 40-year served veteran of doing away in a certain way. Acknowledge the value that it's brought to the organisation, the company, even the military unit. Then explain why evolution is needed. 2, connect to values. People change when the new way aligns with what matters to them. Safety, it could be pride, could be success, it could be delved into teamwork. 3, make it relatable. Don't just talk about theory and change management practices. Show the practical benefits people can feel day to day. Start small. Number 4, huge shifts overwhelm people. Small changes can help to build that confidence that maybe your team need. And 5, a great one, and I love this, lead by example. It was our motto in the military police, exemplo doximus. By example we lead. Lead by example, people. If you won't embrace a new way yourself, why should anybody embrace the change that you're trying to put upon them? I use these principles coaching grassroots football players between the ages of 7 and 11. Players resisted the new warm-ups that we come up with. So instead of saying that the old way is wrong, I said, listen guys, the old way built toughness for us. This way will give you more energy in the second half. So we started small, and once they felt the benefit of the short, sharp blasting sessions that we did, they owned the change. You can now see them turning up for football on a Sunday morning, doing these little short, sharp sprints just to get open their lungs and to warm their legs up. They enjoy it. It makes them look like professional footballers. Words matter when you're asking someone to shift as well. So language unlocks openness. Here are some swaps to use in some of the routine challenging conversations that you might have. Instead of saying, you need to stop doing that, what if we tried this as an experiment to see if it would work? Instead of, the old way doesn't work, try, the old way got us this far, guys. Here's how we proceed to go further. And instead of, this is mandatory, this is policy, do it, try, here's why this will make our jobs easier. I mentored that young graduate I usually talk about who needed to introduce a new process to some of the older colleagues around them. And it was bringing in some AI technology to help with morning meetings, which were really long and laborious. So I told him, just don't position it as a replacement. Position and pitch it as building on the experience that's in the room. That shift in language turned defensiveness into curiosity, and they tried it. And guess what? They're using the technology now. So 2 quick stories. First, a CEO who wanted staff to adopt a hybrid working method, probably about 2 years after COVID struck, in probably 2022, 2023, there was huge resistance. He reframed it from changing the work culture to giving people more control over their time. And just that change of statement. And once people realized that it was empowering them, it wasn't trying to disrupt them, they embraced it. So here are 3 tools that you can try to use immediately or tomorrow or the next day. The bridge technique. Start the conversation with, the old way achieved this. Now we need to achieve this. And then here's how the new way bridges the two. The pilot projects. Instead of forcing change across the board straight away, run a small trial. Success in one pocket inspires wider adoption. When I've been delivering some of my big transformation projects in the organisation I work for daily, I have been very vocal on the fact that we should be conducting pilot projects and bringing people in to test, new softwares, etc., before we run it out. And it proved to be 100% worth it. We piloted a software change with 10 people, and I picked the youngest, the oldest, the people who are most resistant to technology, and we broke the system several times before we made it absolutely foolproof. And that individual who was so resistant to change with regards to the software is now an advocate for the system because it has saved him time during his working day. And lastly, visible wins. Showcase them early adapters and the benefits they gained. Take pictures of areas. If it's to do with change in their area of operations, take their stories, interview them. Have some sound snippets that you can put on a local intranet and showcase to people. Stories shift culture faster than rules, believe it or not. So your mission this week is identify one area in your team, your business or your life, where routines are holding back process. Ask, how can I respect the old way I used to do things, and introduce one small step forward. Then try it with one person or with a group of people. Notice the reaction, and if it's a good one, build it from there. And that's it for this short podcast today. I love to keep these podcasts short and sweet because it just throws that little idea pockets out there for people to then go and do their own further research if they wish to. Routine is powerful, but when it hardens into rigidity, it holds us back, guys. Inspiring people to change isn't about force or being forceful. It's about respect. It's about connection. It's about knowing your people. It's about leading with example. When you master that, you turn, this is how we've always done it, into this is how we'll grow from here. If you want to go deeper, head to cwcedge.com, where you'll find free resources on leadership, resilience, change management, and mentoring. Whether you're a leader leading a company, or you're running a council, you're managing a grassroots football team or a sporting team, or you're starting off in your new career, the tools to break through routines are available to you. And if you're ready for direct support and help, you can connect with me anytime through my website, cwcedge.com. Until next time, respect the past, guys, lead the present, and as always, keep your edge. Thanks for listening to CWC Edge Podcast. If today gave you something to think about, share it with your colleagues, share it with your friends, share it with your team, because growth is better when it's shared, people. For more insights, resources, and blogs, head over to cwcedge.com. Until next time, keep it simple, keep improving, and keep your edge.